Well, good evening, everyone. It's good to look up and see your faces, and especially nice to be here on such a beautiful day. Outside, Tendo asked me if I'd managed to get outside today, and I said yes. I got to go to Prospect Park and sit under a tree, and that was pretty nice after all we've been through this winter. On the other hand, I can't help but reflecting when I see how delighted I was with the weather today, and how much I hate winter weather. It's very easy to get stuck in my dualistic mind and my preferences, which is fine, that's human. But of course, what I can lose sight of is this beautiful spring day is bringing us closer to the next winter. So this is the beginning of winter. Just as the crummy winter we've just been through was the beginning of spring. In short, things are in process. In fact, there is nothing but ongoing process. But because of the way our minds work, we go spring, I like, summer, I like, fall, I like, winter, I don't like. And I think these are some kind of realities that are separate from my own mind, separate from my own process. And so it's really important to take to heart the teaching that our mind, our process, is the mind of Buddha, the mind that's unfolding moment by moment by moment. And, it sounds really nice to say be at one with Buddha, be at one with the mind, be at one with all beings and all things. It sounds very beautiful, but actually it can be quite a horrendous experience, because if we're really playing the game, we lose our attachments to our preferences and our picking and choosing, and so we let the whole thing unfold. We let all the Buddha wisdom unfold moment by moment by moment. It's just our own mind. It's not special, and yet it's the wisdom of all things. So when we atone, when we begin by being at one with our evil karma, we're being at one with the stuff we don't necessarily like so much. All the unwholesome karma that we've generated by our own deeds through body, mouth, and thought. And of course, our own karma is not limited to this. Our own karma includes the karma of our family. It includes the karma of our nation. I think many of us are very conscious of the unwholesome karma of our nation in these times. And ultimately the unwholesome karma generated by all beings throughout space and time. So why would we want to be at one with all this crap? I mean, that doesn't sound like much fun. It's not much fun if we're really doing it and not just reciting a formula. Well, the rub is You're either at one or you're not. So if you're not at one with all the unwholesome karma throughout space and time, you're also not at one with all the wholesome karma, with all the good stuff. If you're not at one with winter, you're not at one with spring. You can't pick and choose. We would love to be able to pick and choose, but either you're at one with the unfolding Buddha mind or you're not. And the more you try to protect yourself, I'm just going to be at one with the puppies and kittens and not with the bombs. Well, then you become very estranged from the unfolding freshness of your own life, the unfolding Buddha wisdom, which is your own mind. You become estranged from it. You become alienated. You become separate from the miracle, which is being alive. So that's why, to the extent that we're able, we make ourselves at one with all the unwholesome karma, so our wisdom can unfold. And because we sincerely atone, because we sincerely make ourselves at one with our unwholesome karma, we have access to be at one with the good stuff. We have the ability now to realize we are at one with Shakyamuni Buddha. We're at one with the wisdom of Manjusri. We're at one with the power and determination of Samantabhadra. We're at one with all Buddhas throughout space and time, especially the compassion of Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. It's nice to be at one with. That is also our mind. That is also our unfolding possibility. And when we're willing to be at one with the smelly stuff, we immediately become at one with the divine stuff as well. Just like by being at one with this beautiful spring day, we are also at one with the winter that is drawing one day nearer even as I speak. The world doesn't pick and choose. Life doesn't pick and choose. It all unfolds, and this unfolding is the wisdom of Buddha, the unfolding life of Buddha. Dogen called it, this unfolding, the turning of Dharma blossoms. Blossoms turning and us being turned by them. The blossom of unwholesome karma turning and us being turned by it. And these Dharma blossoms are all phenomena, all things, Dogen says. All our hopes, all our fears, all our anxieties, all our dreams, all the evil karma, all the good karma, it's all the turning of Dharma blossoms. It's all the unfolding of the mind of Buddha. It's all the unfolding of our own mind. There is no other mind of Buddha than that. Believe it. Believe it. And so Dogen wrote this fascicle, The Turning of Dharma Blossoms. Blossoms turning Dharma blossoms. And he wrote it in the context of examining the Lotus Sutra. And there was this monk that came to the sixth ancestor, Wei Nung, and said, you know, my practice has been to recite the Lotus Sutra. I've recited it thousands of times, and I don't get it. I don't get it. Any of you who have dipped into the Lotus Sutra might be able to sympathize with that, because the thing seems to be stories after stories after stories, and you're waiting, all right, well, when's the Lotus Sutra going to start? Anyway, the sixth ancestor told this monk, the crux of the sutra is the unfolding of your own mind, the unfolding of the wisdom of Buddha moment by moment by moment. Ultimately, there is no other Buddha. Ultimately, there is no other vehicle than the unfolding of these Dharma blossoms. And then the sixth ancestor says, when your mind is deluded, you are turned by these Dharma blossoms. When your mind is enlightened, you turn these Dharma blossoms. Now, our dualistic mind says, okay, well, I don't want to be deluded, so I don't want to be turned by Dharma blossoms. I want to be enlightened, and I want to turn Dharma blossoms. But actually, if you get the gist of what I've been saying about the seasons, you can see that being turned by Dharma blossoms and turning Dharma blossoms are the same process. And indeed, Dogen, in his commentary, says, when you allow yourself to be turned by Dharma blossoms, that's when you become empowered to turn Dharma blossoms. In other words, when you become at one with your unwholesome karma, with all the messiness and horror, when you allow yourself to become at one, that's when you become at one with the bodhisattva energies that allow you to turn the Dharma blossoms. And being turned by the Dharma blossoms with the deluded mind, that includes some stuff that you might think is pretty good. For instance, when we chant the four vows during the service, we're being turned by Dharma blossoms. In other words, we're being turned by old formulas, old teachings that have stood the test of time, but basically are just words on a printed page that we're chanting. It's great that we're being turned by these Dharma blossoms, but it's diluted if we just cling to the words. But now that we've opened ourselves to being turned by these Dharma blossoms of the four vows, then we can start turning the wheel of Dharma. Then we can be the unfolding of the Buddha wisdom. And we can ask ourselves, how do I save all beings now? How do I let go of all delusions right now? How do I master all dharmas right now. And how do I attain the unattainable Buddha mind? It's not unattainable because your mind is the Buddha mind, and there is no other. And so this process of being at one with, of atoning, is very, very, very powerful, very powerful. By being at one with the evil karma, we're at one with all beings. By allowing ourselves to be turned by the old teachings, the old formula, and becoming one with being turned, we are empowered to start turning the wheel of Dharma in our own time, in our own way, as the Buddhas we are in this moment. Dogen calls this is the great matter manifesting itself in the here and now. And so, because it's all process, it's all the unfolding of Buddha wisdom moment by moment by moment. It's all being turned by Dharma blossoms and turning Dharma blossoms. It's really important not to throw a monkey wrench in the works. I mean, even throwing a monkey wrench is Dharma blossoms. But it obscures the truth from ourselves. It darkens our own mind, it darkens our own insight. So when we think we know, oh, spring good, winter bad, I mean, that's my opinion, but your mileage may vary. Then basically what I'm doing is I'm killing a life process. I'm making myself unable to see that the unfolding of spring and the unfolding of winter are inextricably one process. That being at one with the evil karma and being at one with the energy of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas is one process. That being turned by Dharma blossoms and allowing it all in is inextricable from being able to turn Dharma blossoms, turn the Dharma wheel, to be the Buddha preaching the Lotus Sutra in your time and place. Even if that just means bowing when it's time to bow. And so, it's not an accident, I don't think, that the first grave precept is non-killing. In other words, don't kill a dynamic, unfolding process by trying to put everything in a box and make it safe. Don't try to kill the unfolding of your life by trying to make it as safe and predictable as possible. Don't try to fight off the turning of the Dharma blossoms, because by opening yourself to being turned by Dharma blossoms, opening yourself to delusion, you acquire the ability to turn the Dharma blossoms and manifest your own enlightened mind. Bodhidharma said that self-nature is subtle and mysterious. In the realm of the everlasting Dharma, not giving rise to any thought of killing, any idea of killing, is called the precept of not killing. not giving a rise to the thought that you can separate winter from spring in some way. Killing that ongoing process. It's kind of like, going down to the Hudson River with a sword and going, killing, 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 killing. Well, the river flows on, whether you're swinging that killing sword or not. So the question becomes, is your killing the kind of killing that stops life, that squeezes the life out of the moment? Or is it the kind of killing that allows life, space for life to flourish, the Buddha wisdom to unfold? Dogen says the Buddha seed grows in accordance with the principle of not taking life. Transmit the wisdom of Buddha and do not kill. Transmit the wisdom of Buddha and do not kill. Allow it to unfold. Allow the bad karma and the good karma to unfold. Allow winter and spring to unfold in their time. Do not kill the growth of the Buddha's seed, the unfolding of the Buddha's wisdom and realization. This is your wisdom and realization. It's not out there in the mind of some divine person on a mountaintop. It's unfolding here and now. Do not kill it with your judgments, with your prejudices, with your preconception of how things are supposed to be, how people are supposed to be. Allow the life of the Buddha seed to unfold and do not kill it. And the precept is given by the Mountain and Rivers Order says, recognizing that I am not separate from all that is the principle of non-killing. I am not separate from all that is. I am not separate from the unwholesome karma. I am not separate from the great Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and their teaching. I accept it all. Namu, I am one with it. How do we show we are one with it? We bow. We allow it all in. We do not separate. So you can see that this Fusatsu service is integral of what we're about in Buddhist practice. That's why, okay, I went to one Fusatsu service, I atoned for all my evil karma, and now I'm going to have to do that again. Well, you do have to do that again. Not just month by month, but moment by moment. You have to atone. You have to be at one. You have to allow yourself to be turned by the Dharma blossoms. You have to allow your mind to be deluded. And when you do, you are fully empowered to do something about it. You are empowered to turn the Dharma blossoms and manifest yourself as Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in this amazing human realm that we all inhabit.